Good morning and welcome to my hobby bench. Just a quick video here on this OSFS 120 Surpass 3 carburetor and regulator assembly. I kind of mentioned that I was going to do a quick video on this, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to try to get this, hold this up here really close so you can see all the details here. So obviously here's our regulator, and I talked about the black pieces being a sandwich in the last video, or the final video of that series. So I'm just going to quickly pop this cover off, or take the sandwich off, and show everybody what the internals of this regulator look like, hopefully dispelling some of the comments and suggestions that are going around on that last video saying do this, and it may just be because of the fact that people don't understand what this comprises of. So here, if we can look at this, I've taken a sandwich off. You've got a spring in there. It's really hard to see that spring. Now, this spring and this regulator does not have a moving plunger like YS ones do. It just has this little spring, and the best I can tell by looking at this spring is somehow it's staked in place. It can't come out. It doesn't come out. It's not intended to come out. It's not replaceable. I'm trying to clean whatever little oil is off there so you can see that mating surface still looks beautiful. So that's the regulator body itself. Now here's the sandwich. Is my camera going to want to focus on this? So I'm going to take, this is the top cover. I'm just going to, I'll show you these pieces one at a time because it looks like the camera's having some issues here. So this is the top cover. That's the inside of the top cover. So people are saying, well, just put it on there and sand it flat. Well, if you sand it flat, you're going to be taking off the sealing mechanism, which is that ridge, that whole circle there, that ridge is the sealing mechanism. And plus the fact that when this thing was stacked up there, the warp is so, if that's what you want to call it, is so imperceptible that you really can't see it. The only way I could see it was when I was pushing down on this thing slightly, and I could just see weeping of whatever fuel or oil was, fuel was remaining in the regulator. Now I've had it apart and wiped it off several times, so there was nothing in there now. But it wasn't like it was something that was super visible to the naked eye by any means. So that's the cover. Here is the bottom piece, and let me pull this diaphragm out here. This diaphragm, see, here's the other portion of that without the diaphragm. It's kind of dipped in or cone shaped down there. There's a hole here, which I'm not entirely sure what that hole is for. I'm not a regulator design engineer, so I don't know, but there's that hole there. And you can see there's a gap here where that ridge on the top fits and forms the seal. So if I flip this over on the bottom, that's where it mounts. There's this ridge here that mounts inside that machined housing. So the interesting thing about this diaphragm is it's kind of a two-piece type of thing, where you've got this lower portion that actually fits within that hole. That lower portion fits inside that hole, and then you've got the upper portion, the diaphragm, and it's got 4 very small holes in there. And you know, to my eyes, this diaphragm looks like it's in fantastic shape. So what you have to do when you reassemble this is you can kind of just push it in there, but you got to make sure that that bottom portion comes out and that it doesn't get, you know, have a piece that's curled under in there. And to me, that looks like that's out and in there just the way it's supposed to be. And obviously you can't screw the orientation up because that lower piece has to be in there. So then all you really do is you can kind of push that down if you want. Just put this thing together and you can feel it made up. I mean, it'll rotate, but you'll feel it kind of engaged there. It's not just slipping and sliding. and held in place with the screws. The screws just secure it to the regulator body. So that's all there is to this OS carburetor number 70N regulator. And why, I don't know why, but why OS would design it this way so that that little diaphragm couldn't be replaced. As you can see, it's not like it takes brain surgery to figure that one out and put it together. But that is the OS regulator assembly on these 70N carbs. See, 70N, that's the carb. Now, as far as I know, this carb was only used on the Surpass 3, 120 Surpass 3, and the 91 Surpass 2. So there you have it.